All right, Nick, it's been a little while since you've been back here. We talked just before the Jason Gaethje fight, which was 2 fights ago. We didn't speak before the Condone fight. Um, Gaethje, we kind of already hashed out kind of how that broke down. But coming back in right away after your first loss to go back and fight Joe was a tough one. You ended up going a decision victory in that one. What was it like stepping into the cage again after that first loss you got to Justin?
It's part of the sport. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. My whole career has been defined by not letting setbacks keep me down and just coming back and improving. I lost my first 17 wrestling matches I ever had, and then went on to have a pretty successful career. So, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Uh, Gagey was a better man that night, and I know I have what it takes to beat him, and some people might not think that, but all I can do is just work hard and work my way back up.
So after this fight with Tom, who's your next fight, World Series of Fighting 24, coming up on October 17th, is that going to put you back in line for another title shot? Are you still 2 fights away? Are you 3 fights away? Like, how far away do you think before they finally give you the call again to come back up and try to battle against Justin?
I I I don't see why after this fight, if I win one more, I can't get a title shot. Depending on the opponent, I don't think this one will be enough to get me one. And for some reason, I wasn't in the tournament they have coming up, so they said that the tournament winner gets the next title shot. So there's that, and I guess after that guy gets a shot. I fight one more person, and then maybe I'm back up there.
What
So.
uh, what happened with that tournament? Like, how come I was surprised to see that you weren't in the tournament? To me, that's kind of a little bit weird. But is there something that went on that we don't know about?
No, no, they just didn't ask me. I guess they have the dates planned out, and they can only get the Connecticut date for a certain day, and then the tournament was the month after. So maybe they'll ask me after I win this fight. I don't know, but I don't like to get ahead of myself. I found out online, so.
Okay,
And I sell a lot of tickets in Connecticut, so obviously they want me to.
that's what I was going to say. Like, they definitely want you to be home. This fight obviously is at Foxwoods Resort, right there. You're in Massachusetts right now, but it's that the states. Most people in the U.S. don't realize how small that area really is. So even though it's Massachusetts and then it's Connecticut and then it's New York City and then it's like New Jersey, like Foxwoods is one of the major resorts. Like even though Atlantic City's kind of close to some people, sometimes Foxwoods is easy to get to. And a guy like Nick Newell is going to sell out a ton of fights out there, so or a ton of seats out there for this fight. So it's a big deal having you on this card. Do you feel like that World Series of Fighting they need you on this card to make the card work? Is it one of those situations where they don't seem to be doing very well with their sales right now as far as seats in house?
I'm not sure. I didn't really pay attention. I know that my fight in Connecticut was a lot bigger than the other ones I've gone to, and the crowd was going crazy, and a lot of them came because I sold them tickets. You know, uh, I'm very popular in Connecticut. I actually think this card is a lot better than the last card they had in Connecticut. There's a lot of strong fighters, so along with me, and then a card that already has a bunch of good fighters, I don't see why the attendance shouldn't be pretty good.
Especially when you talk about like John Fitch and Yushin Okami as the main event. I mean, that's a huge fight. Two former UFC vets, that's still in my perception, still well within their prime, and now we're fighting a World Series of Fighting and they're fighting each other. That's the huge fight in the very beginning, and then Matt Hamill's back, and then of course having you on the card, it's huge for the East Coast to have these kind of guys on there in battle. Is it sometimes because I know you're a fight fan too? Is it tough for you sometimes? Like, man, I got to warm up, but I kind of want to watch this fight that's going on a couple fights before. Or I want to hurry up and get done and get back and get changed and get my post fight medicals done because the next fight after mine, I kind of want to see. Do you ever have that problem with these cards?
I'm a huge fight fan. I know statistics. I know like who fights who. I know styles. I break things down. I really am. But when I fight, it's about me. I could care less who's fighting before me. I could care less what happens after me. It's really about me because obviously I'd like to see these fights, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not going to be devastated. I have a job and a goal, and on that night, that's the only thing I care about.
It makes sense. Well, let's talk about your job and your goal then for this night. break down. You said you like stats. You like breaking fighters down. Let's talk about Tom, your opponent.
I mean, hopefully, he comes to fight in his style. He's a wrestler, and I think that feeds very well into my style. Because I'm a wrestler too, and I'm very good in scrambles and very good, um, in fights like that, close quarter fights. He may have a little confidence in his boxing. I think he won 2 boxing matches recently, but that's no concern to me. I feel like the generic answer is that I'm better wherever the fight goes, but you don't know until it goes. All I know is I'm coming to whoop his ass, and and I feel good and I feel great, and I'm not really too concerned about him. I'm just more worried about um he should be more worried about what I'm going to do than me being worried about what he's going to do. I he's from New York, so maybe he'll sell a little tickets. I don't know. He'll have a crew, but for me, I just soak in the hometown thing, and I just go out there and I'm just there to destroy him, and nothing else matters.
Did you watch this fight with Frankie Perez? His last fight, he lost it actually by a decision. And did you learn anything from that fight and the loss and how he loses, or are you more of a guy where you're looking at a fight like Ricky Nuno, where he wins that fight, but by submission it's late? Do you learn more from a guy from your opponent's losses, or you learn more from your opponent's wins?
I didn't really find much footage on him. I couldn't find a lot of footage. I saw the Frankie Perez fight. Um, I don't think that Frankie Perez and I are that similar in fighting styles, so there's only so much you can learn from that. But I did see the mistakes he makes. I watched the YouTube videos of his grappling, and I don't really think that he has what it takes to tap me out. I don't feel like he has what it takes to take me down, and I don't feel like he's a better striker than me. He's good. He's good, but when you're fighting at this level, you're fighting the best, and I know I'm one of the best. So it's not going to be his night. It's not going to be a good night for him.
You're going to finish this fight early, or is this going to be a dominating decision win for you?
I never try to go for a decision. Even if I say I'm gonna do this or that, I always go out there and I try to finish as soon as the fight starts. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'll be ready, but I'll be going for it the whole time.
That's Nick Newell getting ready to fight Tom Marcellino here in World Series of Fighting 24, October 17th, out in Foxwoods. How's it been with World Series of Fighting? Have they been treating you right? Has it been a good place to be as an athlete?
Yeah, they're good. Everything I need, they give me. Everything I ask for, I get. They're not too hard to deal with. I've had a good experiences with them. I'd like to be a little bit more active, but I feel like looking at other leagues and other fighters, other people sit out for similar periods of time. So I can't really complain about that. And they're good. They're good to me. They treat me well, and I have nothing bad to say about them.
If you could fight as much as you wanted to per year, how many times a year would you fight?
But I fight 5 times a year.
Wow, that many.
Yeah, I'd like to fight. I'd like to fight a lot. I'm young, and well, I'm not that young actually anymore. I always think I am. I'm 29. So you don't know how long your career is going to be. So I don't like to sit around and be idle. I like to stay active, and I like to fight. That's what I do. So as long as I'm healthy, I'm down to fight whenever. On I don't need much notice. Just let me know, and I'll be there, and I'll show up, and I'll fight.
How much notice do you need to get ready for a fight?
Uh, ideally, I'd like 7 weeks. Ideally, um, but but if they call me 3 weeks out, I mean I could be ready.
Okay, so
Yeah,
3 weeks a month before you'll still be good to go to jump in. So it is
yeah,
it is completely feasible then for you to be in the tournament because the tournament is starts a month later, right? It starts in November.
yeah. Absolutely. If I come out of this healthy and they want me, I'm definitely 100% in to do it, and it doesn't bother me. 3 times in one night. I don't care.
Yeah, if
I
it's
just
right up your
wrestle. I
alley, and
wrestle.
yeah, you wrestle more than that one day. So having
Yeah.
3 fights is not that big of a deal. Right. Okay. Well, thanks, Nick. I appreciate you coming on here. Have a great rest of your training camp. This is gonna be a great fight, guys. You got to be able to watch this thing as soon as you can. October 17th, World Series of Fighting 24 at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Thanks so much, Nick. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Yeah, thanks, Frank.